All right. Good evening, everyone. We are here at RPG Limit Break. We are on week 4 of the Duckling Boot Camp reveal. Guys, I am joined here with Dead Pulse hanging out in the booth with me, and we have a guest runner tonight, and Lord Fizzlebeef, old Mr. Left front bumper himself, gonna hang out here and show us how it's done. But first things first, let's go ahead and go over the flags real quick. So, first things first, nothing you really have to look at here. Shops, Magic, and RNG is pretty much the same that you've seen throughout the first 3 weeks or so of the Duckling reveal or Duckling Boot Camp. We do have just tents on in case anybody forgot. So you're going to have 20 tents starting off. You're always going to be able to camp it up, getting out of Canaria. So that's always a good convenience to have on here. We're going to go on ahead and move on to the next area, which I think is going to be a lot of the same as well. The only thing of note to mention is that, of course, the unrunnable formations is shuffled on, so we will have some unrunnables, and our shuffled spike tiles are going to be the alternative formation. So if anybody's been playing the spring tournament flags, whenever that is turned on during the tri-state thing, it'll be like the B-side formation. So not the normal formations you see in the vanilla game. A whole new set of formations. Dark Moon there is toggling the little tooltip there. As far as treasures is concerned, the only thing of note here is that we do have a free canoe, like we've been running in our spring tournament. So free canoe is on. Earlier Ruby is off. Earlier Ruby turned off because when we move on to the next area, what's incentivized, we have Titan's Trove that will be incentivized. So we're going to look at that here in just a second. As you can see, main thing to note, up at the top, we've got 21 locations and 19 items, which means we have 2 dud locations. So 2 dud locations. And as you can see on the right or on the left here, Ice Cave, Ordeals, Titan's Trove, Earth, Sea, Sky, and Canaria Lock are all our incentive locations, as well as our main NPCs and fetch quest NPCs. And if you move over to the right side here, the only item, aside from, of course, your standard floater, ship, canal, tail, and main progression and other quest items, is our Masamune. So we will have a free Masa in the game. Dark Moon helping us out with all these tooltips. Tooltips are pretty awesome. If you're ever on the randomizer site and you don't know what's going on, just hit the tooltips. They'll be able to help you out and tell you what's going on. Moving forward, I know free in quotations, right? Goal is the same, kill chaos. Light up some orbs, kill a chaos, make sure you have a loot and a key, and you're good to go. Maps, the only thing I see here, actually, there's nothing different from last week. We still have no northern docks turned on. So, all your progression's going to be in the Inner Sea. You will not have any docks that lead up to Mirage or any docks that lead up to the Onrak location. So, pretty much everything your floater's basically going to be in the southern continent or the awful ordeals that it could potentially run in, be at. Scaling, again, pretty much what we've been running so far. Prices 30 to 290 is what it looks like there. Enemy stats are kind of on the lower side, 60 to 150. Boss stats the stats themselves are 60 to 150, but the HP is 100 to 150. EXP is pretty standard at 2.3 to plus 250 plus 5% per key item. Encounter tables 0.6 on the overworld and 0.7 in dungeons. And then it looks like the blur scene for weapons is going to be -2 to +4. And the armor is going to be -3 to +5. Lastly, we're going to talk about party a little bit because this is kind of the other main thing we're going to be focusing on here. is we are going to do a 3-man forced. So as you can see, we've got your lead character here. Your either you can choose between a fighter or a black belt. You can make that decision. That is your decision to make. Choose either a fighter or a black belt to be your main, and then you can choose any other class to run as your second and third slot. But as you notice, we will have a forced none in your slot number 4. So this is a forced 3-man party comp here. And then Rich Baroque helping me out in chat, I did turn off, I excluded the blursing on the masa, so the masa will always be a vanilla masa. So thanks for pointing that out. I kind of skipped over it there earlier. Lastly, we have finally, it only took us 4 weeks to get there, but we have finally turned on Blur's classes, and we have one bonus. Which we will go over here shortly. I'm sure Fizzle will pull that up, and we'll look at all the different bonuses for each class. That'll really make him decide what his other 2 parties are, and obviously which one he's going to run, whether he's going to run a fighter or a black belt. But it looks like we did exclude spellcasting bonuses, so it's just going to be your standard stat stuff. So that will change things up a little bit. Outside of everything else here, conveniences, bugs, and fixes, I don't think we have anything crazy going on there. This is pretty standard stuff. Yeah, that's at 10. Half BB crit rate is turned on, so the BB nerf is on. But you're getting getting a lot of levels though, I think, you know, the Force 3-man. So we'll see what Fizzle decides to do. One thing of note too, when we were talking about incentive locations, we don't have a single random incentive box. I think it'd be kind of rude to do a random incentive in a dungeon with dud items, because then you're going to full clear one of those mini places and be like, I never found an incentive. This is crazy. So all the boxes will be vanilla. I'm just doing that for you guys. So, Lord Fizzlebeef, yeah. What's your idea? What are you thinking? Show us these bonuses.
Sure. So I like 3-man parties in some situations, and this flag set feels like an okay situation to run with a 3-man. And I'll pretty much go into my party momentarily, but first we gotta pick fighter or black belt. Fighter gets instant access to the defense sword. Defense is a pretty good sword. It's up towards the list of the best weapons in the game. It's tied with a Sun Sword, roughly. It's a little bit worse than an Excal. It is worse than a Mazza. It's worse than a Vorpal 99% of the time, unless Vorpal rolls down. But being able to swing it from start is pretty nice. Our Black Belt has access to a Thor Hammer. Awkward because Black Belts are not known for equipping weapons. I consider this a very, very, very negligible benefit. Yes, it would be great until they get self-sufficient, but with it being a Thor hammer, like, we're gonna pace the damage of a Thor hammer by the time we hit like level 11, I think. So I'm gonna take a fighter, and I'm gonna name him Hit, because his job is to hit things. Casters. We need casters. We've got Red Mage, plus 15 Vitality. It's better than a poke in the eye. Black Mage has improved MP. Improved MP is great, but I want access to some white magic. And his name is Fade, because his job is to cast Fade, assuming he gets it. I value having full access to black magic, because sometimes Fast is in one of those awkward level 6 or level 7 slots that I would have if I had a black mage. Fast is basically why I take a black mage these days. Nuke is great too. Nuke is great in the early game, but a red mage could have it. I want Fast, and maybe Temper. But for 90% of the game, his job is to nuke, so we name him Nuke.
One other thing I want to point out about improved MP that we kind of glossed over a little bit. Improved MP, basically once you start gaining MP for like level 2, MP in all level slots. So you don't have to wait to get to like level 5 to get level 3 magic, or level 9 to get level 4 magic, or 12, and so forth and so on. I mean, you're going to get spell charges right away on all your levels. So it's pretty awesome. and you'll have 9 charges of magic before you know it on all those levels. So white mage bonus, what was it again? It was
Plus luck.
plus luck. So white
Yeah.
mage can run.
White mage can run, but other than that, I'm one of the crazy people in this game that shies away from white mage. I have strong opinions about it.
Yeah, I don't think you really need one here. I think that white mage is a little bit more useful with higher scaling. And, obviously you can shoot yourself in the foot if like exit slot 2 or fade is slot 2 or some, one of those situations. But I think this is pretty much the party that Dead Pulse and I have all agreed is the party that we'd probably take. We've been trying to figure out where the Black Bolt falls in this. Granted, you don't have to check any boxes with the Black Belt outside of your incentives, but with B-sides, it can be kind of scary grinding a solo Black Belt. But I don't know, we'll see. Dead Pulse, you got anything to say about what's going on here? I know I just kind of talked over everything, so.
Oh no, I've been giggling for the last 10 minutes like a little schoolgirl because you said unfunnables. So I haven't really had a chance. I really hope that catches on.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that covered all my bases. I was going to ask Lord Fizzlebeef why he chose this party, and I think he explained very well why this is the party that we're pretty much going to recommend.
So yeah, without further ado, Fizzlebeef, you just start whenever you're ready to go, and I'll track, and Dead Pulse and I will talk about what you're doing, and like I said, interject if we aren't talking about the things that you're doing that you want to talk about.
Sounds good. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so he is a few seconds ahead of us, but that's totally cool as he makes his way to white magic. Oh, fade at level 1. That's kind of good.
That's called Providence.
Yeah, and warp and bane at level. So yeah, we've kind of got pretty good magic. We've got a sweeper there, and then of course warp, just insanely valuable.
Now, I would interject a question to Lord Fizzlebeef. If fast were at that level, would you consider re-rolling to a fighter a double red mage?
No. I just the improved MP is pretty big. I really like that, but also it's a question of run speed. Black mage starts with better luck than a red mage does, so I would really appreciate getting out of some parties that I just don't want to take. Like most everything here in Temple of Fiends, like I just can't be bothered. The fighter and the red mage are going to have a hard time running away, but the black mage I think has somewhere up around 40-ish% chance to run.
Yeah, and I do like checking these boxes too. You may as well get some money. That way, head back into Canary if the the vendor item is there, just to grab some softs or something like that. I mean, we have the here, but I like this play here.
Mm-hmm.
This encounter table I'm not a big fan of right now. Already 3 encounters, but at least that means the run will be long at the end of it. So Fizzle's going to do a warp trick here in about 2 seconds. Makes total sense. Oh no, he's not. Never mind.
I didn't forget I had warp. You forgot I had warp.
So warps out, comes back in. Does not save. I like the balls. The plan there. And looks like the king gives us the herb. Oh, somebody's clicking stuff for me. Thank you.
It's
I was struggling there. I'm like, which one is the herb? Is it this thing that looks like sleigh bells but green? Yeah, I'm hoping Dark Moon does come in here and fix that for us. Somebody might have to shoot him a DM, let him know to turn the game audio down some. So as you can see here, Fizzle checked the item shop after killing Garland. That's kind of saves a little bit of time because you're gonna have to go in there anyway. And if you can get some money out of Temple of Fiends, maybe you can afford whatever the shop item is, or just some more items like softs and things like that before you get out of the city. The less times you run into cities, the better. You never want to double dip cities. Those are going to check Matoya. Not a bad call here. Light axe, pretty good. Gonna reset out of that. Why didn't you keep it to spell potentially?
I wanted a bigger bucket of money than that. Like, I was doing that specifically to look for cash for level 2 spells, and I didn't get what I wanted.
Yeah. Another thing I like here, if you have a sweeper, there's no reason not to just run in and kill the pirates right away. Especially 3-man, and with this setup here with the EXP plus 250, you're gonna get a bunch of gold from these guys. Probably at least about 1,000 or so. Yeah, 1,500 there. And we get a ship for our troubles. Which one's the ship? Oh, you're helping me out. Sweet. So far, nothing great as far as armor is concerned for the fighter, which is unfortunate. You'd hope at this point to see at least a chain or an iron armor you can afford. Oof. This magic's kind of good, huh?
I like it.
Yeah. So here's another thing that Fizzle did. Now, you notice he checked white magic first. The reason why you check white magic first when you're especially running this party is you're looking for Fade, because you want Fade in that first slot. Once he finds Fade, which was at level 1 here, he's not going to check white magic first, because he's going to want any sort of offensive magic to be in the first slot, which is why obviously we're hitting up black magic first, buy everything we need there, and then go on ahead and pick up whatever white magic spells we want. And exit again is going to be monster. So magic here is just like it's kind of the chef's kisses so far.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that we didn't already find Cure 4 and Life 2, otherwise we could just pretty much stop checking magic.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing he really needs, I mean, if we can find like a heal 3, cure 4, a life spell, and fast, I mean, we're pretty much golden. So where are we here? We've got a canal, we have a ship, obviously we got to turn in this herb, which is where Fizzle's heading now. We've got a free canoe, and then we have incentive Ice Cave, incentive Earth Cave, and incentive Ordeals. What are you thinking at this point, aside from like potential Crescent play?
The herb is going to determine entirely where I go after this. If herb doesn't reveal anything changing, my next destination is going to be Crescent.
Yeah.
Okay, Crown turn in next.
Well. So as you can see here, Fizzle using great work of the exit and warp spells here. Nothing great there. Nothing worth picking up at level 3 black. And then there's Cure 4 and Life. Life completely locked out of this red mage. We're hoping maybe we can potentially pick up a Life 2 at some point, but as of now, we are not going to have access to that Life. Nothing great there. And Viz 2 unfortunately locked out for us as well. And Ice 3, I mean, it's fine.
Not all levels can be winners.
Yeah. Finish clearing stuff out here. Finally, our iron armor rolls up 1, and it looked like gold bracelet rolled neutral, and it was pretty penny there. All right, Fizzle getting out of here. I like this here. So you would think to go the vanilla route to walk over to Northwest Castle. But because we have the canoe, it's actually quicker to sail over here and hit that river system. So that's great. And Asta's giving us dynamite, so a little bit more fetch questiness happening here. Astos not giving us too much trouble. Astos early too is great because huge experience and huge money from him.
And you can already see the Black Mage has 3 casts of every level of spell.
Yeah, that improved MP's unreal. Ooh, flame armor +3. That's huge. That's like in-game gear right there. And of course, we got to say hi to the Hooray Dwarf.
It's tradition. You have to.
Yeah. So heading down here to talk to the who is this, Narek? And the floater. There we go. That was quick.
Well, where are you going to go next, Lord Fizzleby?
Sarda.
You're not gonna talk to the sages first and then hit Sparta. I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
So yeah, already I would say flame +3. What is that? 30, nearly 40 absorb, right?
Mid to high 30s, yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of good, kind of sort of good.
Unrunnable encounters. I haven't seen these in a while.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing. That's why I really wanted to talk about the unfunnables.
Mhm.
Oh, it just tickles me pink.
You hate to see Hydra's unrunnable. Come on. Ugh. Poison touch on these cobras. What is this game? Randomized? One thing you'll notice right away, if you haven't played a 3-man party, besides the fact that Fizzle didn't bother, but no, you did get pures. Never mind.
Yeah.
The one thing you will notice if you've never run a 3-man party is just how much experience we're already getting on everybody. I mean, we're already level 8 across the board. Fizzle's probably, outside of Astos and the Pirates, maybe taken 5 or 6 battles total. Hitting that front part of that encounter table, we're just non-stop encounters here.
It's not great, but at least I'm doing it over my Crescent, so I can pad my levels a little bit.
Yeah, XP's pretty good, especially in the early game to get levels, and it looks like they rolled down. Can't have much more than 200 HP, so Fade should do it here. And you'll probably be level 10 across the board at this point. Oh, nope, 9. Gross. All right, so this is where the game gets interesting, right? We have tons of places we can go. We got Ice Cave, we got Ordeals, Sardis Cave, we've got Earth Cave. You're still looking for the vendor item. We can't go to Sea Shrine or Sky yet because we don't have the things. There's our Pro Ring, also rolled down. What are the odds? I mean, it's -3 to +5, and everything just rolls down. Sounds absurd.
It'll balance out. You'll find some wood armor +3 or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, gonna pick up the silver sword.
Yeah, if it's silver and it rolls up, I want it.
Yeah. Ruse and Wall are gonna be Red Wizard learnable there. You're gonna have to go all the way to level 20, but we should be at level 20 by the time we hit Topher, so if we don't find a ribbon, that wall will be pretty useful. And there's more fetch quest action.
While we're taking care of some fetch quests, I thought it would be a good time to discuss magic growth for the Black Mage, White Mage, and Red Mage. Gregory, do you have a system, or do you just remember the numbers?
Remember the numbers. I know that it's usually I know that the level 3 specifically, bass, by the way, is going to be our lute. It's not a steel bass, it's a bass guitar. It's just, unless you have the Titan Strove thing on, then I guess bass could be the Titan snack. That would be very confusing. But no, as far as I just know that White Mage and Black Mage learn magic. You get your level 3 magic at level 5, you get your level 4 at level 8, you get your level 5 at level 11, and you get your level whatever at level 16. Well, how do you do it exactly? What's your way of that stuff?
So,
Well, go ahead, LRP.
So my system is basically, I understand that magic after the first 4 levels is a plan for Topher, where I know that my Black Mage is going to have access to 1 through 7, and my Red Mage will optimistically have a couple 2-3 charges of level 6, but don't bet on things that are level 6 to carry you through all the boss fights.
Yeah. So one thing I want to point out here that's pretty awesome is we got the tail pretty early. little surprised you didn't clear Cardia there, but I guess you have what you need. You know you're going to get a free Massa, and you've already got a Flame Armor, so you're pretty happy with things. What made you decide not to check that out?
Basically, exactly that. I know that Mazda's out there somewhere, and with dud locations, I feel like more likely that I'm going to run into it than not. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going until I find it. And why are these Catmen hitting so hard?
Yeah, and why are you not running? is the real question here. So, all right, so first location, this was more, I assume, of a proximity play than anything, since you had just done the tail turn in. Hey, we're at Ordeals right next to it. May as well head in there and see what happens.
Pretty much, it's that and proximity. It's proximity and levels. I mean, I just need levels right now.
Yeah, levels
Yeah.
in here. Fire 2, especially, will do well in here, as will the Fade.
And
So
with
what's your-
level 1 warp, I think it's a lot quicker to run through this. It should only, even if you take most of the fights, it's only going to take you 2, maybe 3 minutes to get through this place.
Yeah, I was going to say warp definitely, warp and exit specifically make me go, oh yeah, for sure Ordeals, because not only can you warp your way around, but you don't have to take the last spike tile if you don't want to. Or that exit out there. So Fizzle just making his way through Ordeals. You know, the old pillar maze has been randomized because that's how we do it here. I'm just happy that everybody's hanging out in chat. Got a big old crowd here. Bunch of ducklings. This is a new runner. This tournament coming up in 5 weeks is geared towards new runners. So if you are watching this and you're like, man, I love Final Fantasy. I remember playing it as a kid. My dad played it and showed me or whatever happened. And you're like, oh, it looks like we're breathing some new light into one of my favorite games. Check it out. Come join us at the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. Click FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Click on the link that gets you to the Discord. And hey, look, this is a pretty good pack to take some levels on.
Mm-hmm.
Except for that shark said, hey, that silver sword, I don't like it when you throw that at me. So with the Lit 3 at level 2 and the level 1 nuke, how many are you going to take this a couple times, or are you just not?
So a certain somebody forgot to load up on heal pots before we came here. So no, we're bouncing.
Nah, that makes sense. Note to self and everybody in chat: make sure you buy heal pots.
They're good.
They're kind of sort of good. Mancat's doing Bizarro World things and using Aether instead of Fire 2. gotta get all that fire resistance that they already have. Hey, there's a heal pot. Ooh, Ice Sword +4.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And checking our incentive box, we have a slab. So no progression with that right away, but obviously we can hit up Melmond and you know, slab it up if we want to at any point in time. Getting out of here, what are you thinking? Where's your next play?
I really want to find where that vendor item is, and not at all because I want to buy heal pots.
Bring Angel in chat wondering if I should be practicing. Practice? What's that? You mean find T-Rexes and punch them and hope I can beat Caleb? That's the plan. And Mushman87 in chat going for the full-on troll of Ordeal Slab Lefane dud. It is possible. There's some hill pots, and look at all that money you have. That's another good reason to go to Ordeals. You know, the enemies you can take down with the Lit 3, the Fire 2, the Fade. You got the Warp, you got the Exit, and you know, there's pretty much 9 free chests in that place once you get to the second floor. So as you can see there, tons of money, tons of levels getting out of there, and gonna head into Gaia here. This has got to be where the vendor item is, unless it's in, of course, Onrak. Notice does not even bother checking white magic. One reason is because you can't learn any of the white magic with a red wizard even, and two, it's level 7 anyway, so gonna be able to cast it. And no vendor item here, unfortunately. Do we have a bottle?
Do we? No, we don't. That's what I was thinking. For some reason, I had slab in my mind as bottle.
It's all good.
To answer Hate13 in chat, can there ever be a dud vendor item? I believe
Yes.
the answer is oh, there can be.
Yep. It is essentially a second. There's an extra vendor item that should not be there. The biggest giveaway is if you go into an item shop and you see like 2 cabins. That means that the vendor item rolled as a cabin.
So check in here. We got heal 3 that we can learn on our red wizard, so that's kind of good. And there's level 1 nuke and fast, all learnable here. So man, that's going to be really good. Again, especially because we have that improved MP growth on the black mage. Pretty kind of awesome. Gonna think about selling some stuff to grab that heal 3. I assume is what we're doing here. Yep.
Yep.
The reason why we're doing this is because you don't want to have to go back into the city. Once we get everything, we've done the slab translation, no more Melman. Melman can be left off the face of the planet, but unfortunately we still don't have the money.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Maybe that cap will sell for 300.
Nah.
So this lets us know here that the vendor item is going to be an on-rack because we haven't seen it yet. And yeah, we have waterfall left, but it looks like we're going to do the slab first.
I really don't like hitting on-rack continent unless I have Oxiel, so this is kind of my Hail Mary play to see if Slab turns into Oxiel, and then I'll be more than happy to go, but I kind of don't want to go just yet.
No, I totally hear you. I agree with that play as well. I'm the same way. I don't like going there, and it always ends up burning me when the Oxiel is either the vendor item in on-rack or it's, you know, in waterfall. Hate 13 in chat wondering if Underhill was checked. Yes, we went to Underhill right after Ordeals. We went straight there, bought all the heals in the history of heals. And let's see what we're going to get here. We've got a cube. So it is go mode, but it's not Oxiel. And by go mode, I mean it's one of the 6 go mode items.
Alright, I think I just have to pull the trigger on this. We're headed to on-rack. Let's hope for Oxiel.
So what's keeping you out of Ice Cave? You've got warp and exit.
I don't feel like it. So Ice Cave is isolated geographically from like anything else I would want to do right now. Like, yes, Armory's there, but I'm not too interested in boxes. Yes, Earth Cave is there, but I don't have the rod. I just don't want to go.
No, I hear you there.
I've never heard a better reason for not wanting to go to ice. Just, I don't want to go.
I mean, you could just say it's Ice Cave, and I would totally agree with you there too. So finally hitting level 15 there. That means we can get some magic charges there on that knight. I know there was a couple of things that were of note that the knight could use. It was fade and exit. We're kind of interesting at levels 1 and 2. I don't remember seeing anything at level 3 that like jumped out at. Oh, was it Cure 4? Was level?
Cure 4.
Yeah. So kind of good.
Yeah,
Kind of good. Yeah, it's kind of sort of good for that knight. So finally into on-rack here, which we know is going to have our vendor item. We're going to find out what it is here in a second. And it is the chime. So we don't... Yeah. We should have enough money for the chime once we get out of waterfall. Oh man, this game's going to totally troll you and have the Oxiel in Mirage, isn't it?
Yep.
Earthwing Angel in chat. Hashtag probably ice. Maybe, sort of. Someone wants to explain what Underhill means. Underhill is actually the name of the caravan dude, which that's something I never knew until maybe 3 weeks ago. I always just called it the caravan guy or the bottle guy. But yeah, his name is actually Underhill. Gasty.
Yep. Ooh, big Gasty.
Big old Gasty.
Ooh, angry Gasty.
Ooh, yeah, with Squint. I love how Squint's gonna land there on that level 15 knight.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's good. We don't have life. We're not gonna have life. Ooh. Now this right here, this is one of the few tiles on B side that would be a good solo black belt grind. I don't like where it's located, because then you got to walk a solo black belt out of here. And there's your ribbon. And there's your oxtail. So here's the real question. How many more boxes are we opening now that we have a ribbon and good armor stuff?
That's a good question. I would like... It's kind of a weird position because I kind of want money a little bit. Because this chime purchase is going to take everything I have left. Please desist.
Yeah, this is going to be a wipe here. Gator's not playing around. Gator's doing Gator things, and of course, unrunnable. Yeah, looks like you're
Boot Camp Week 4, the quest for more money.
Yeah, that can be one of the issues when you're... And the quest of getting ambushed and unrunnables. Can we not get ambushed?
Thank you, Fade.
Fade
We're not
doing
even going
Fade.
to let that resolve, because the attack back from the Frost Gators are going to rip through a poorly armored Red Mage.
Chain -3 is about a wood +3, so not very good. But we do have enough money for the chime. We're going to bring everybody back to life and probably go into sea. At least clear out mermaids, because mermaids is incentivized. And we are going to check level 7. And probably white magic, because you can learn the second... and it's Aether, so you can be just like the man-cats.
So the news is in. No life magic for us.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. And that's something we talked about at the beginning of the seed. That's just the risk of running the red mage outside of white mage. Sometimes that just happens. Your life is just going to roll outside of red mage and red wizard area. But I think we'll be fine.
I mean, I would cry for your red mage, but it's not like the red mage doesn't have fade and exit and cure 4.
Yeah.
Fast and temper and...
Oh, woe's me.
Yeah. having really tough run here, let me tell you.
So what's going across my mind right now is we have 2 items before go mode, the key and the rod. We haven't seen any dud locations, and we still haven't seen the mass immune.
Which tells me that they're right in my path, probably.
Yeah, you can't be this low.
Yeah.
What I find with these kind of flag sets with duds is that I get down to 1 key item remaining before go mode, but I still haven't found, the 2 duds or the mass immune, and I have, basically a 25% chance to guess right. And I don't like those odds.
Yeah, that seems to always happen with me. It'll be that, or yeah, I'll find both duds, then I'll find go mode, and I'm like, oh man, I could totally use the mass immune. And then now I gotta go still hunt that down. So yeah, Fizzle taking all these battles makes sense here. We've got exit. We can exit out and save all these levels if we want to. If he's feeling super cheeky, he could just warp back to the first floor and just go straight to Kraken. What
I
he
have
decides
done
to do.
that. If this is Mazza, we're doing that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's Excal.
It's
It's our dud. So there's our first dud here.
Yeah, that's our first stud. Excal is not quite enough.
Fine.
Yeah, we'll put dud in quotes there.
Yeah. And Fizzle not bothering to check the rest of mermaids. I don't blame the play. There's only like what 5 more boxes over there. It kind of takes a while to get to them. It breaks Dead Pulse's 3-second rule. So
Yeah,
getting
just
out of there.
barely. Just
Yeah.
If I was going to spend about 20 seconds checking chests, I would definitely go and hit up Armory.
Yeah. Here's your
Alright,
money.
I feel like I'm good on boxes now.
Yeah. So 1 ribbon. If we had life, we'd be like in. I would feel like you were in like perfect position. The only thing I could see that we could potentially need is a defense sword. Would be kind of nice, but I don't know. Stats aren't too crazy. So, and you'll probably be what? What do you think you're going to be if you take enough battles? Level 28, 29 when you go into Topher?
I'm aiming for a minimum of 24, assuming that I yank Mazza out of somewhere, which I should. Unless it's in ice, I'm going to be walking past all the key item locations of everything that's basically left. I mean, I do have like a potential fetch being bothersome, but a chance at Mazza might be worth the risk.
Yeah, we've only got I was gonna say we've only got like a few fetch left: the ruby, the bottle, and the adamant.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
key, of course, could potentially be a fetch as well.
Right.
White shirt would be nice as well, but with this party, I find more value in the defense sword.
The problem I have with the defense sword is the same problem I have with the white shirt, is that they are defensive items. This party is not a defensive party. This party is an offensive party, so any time I spend not doing what this party is designed to do kind of puts me on the back foot.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I would be using defense for is chaos, right? Because you're going to want to kind of mow down the 4 fiendry fights. You're not going to want to mess around, letting Kraken get a chance to kill off any of your mages.
Right.
Oof, I hate to see that.
Yeah, the win condition is to get your fighter and 1 mage, does not matter which one, 2 chaos, so that you can cast fast and you can continue swinging the swords. But you kind of want everything to survive going to there, so yeah, I agree with Fizzle's analysis that you want to kill as hard as possible.
Yeah, Rich Baroque in chat wondering what's up with the auto sort, renounce auto sort. I mean, Fizzle's been around for a long time, and he's probably just used to menuing that way.
I'm used to putting my flags into the live site a certain way, and I just hit it without thinking, but whatever, it's fine, I'll deal with it.
So we've got our first orb lit here, which I'm going to go ahead and light up right now on their tracker. And we've got 1 dud item out of the way, so that's at least good. That means we've got a pretty good chance of finding what we need, hopefully. We'll see. Obviously, the next play here is going to be hitting up Sky, because you want to kind of... There's like 4 quadrants of the world, right? You've got like the kind of Earth quadrant, you've got like the Canaria, Ice Cave, Volcano, all that jazz. Then you got the Onrak and the Mirage quadrant. So as you can see here, since we're on the northern continent anyway, after killing Kraken, the logical play, of course, is to head over to Sky and get the incentive item here and go kill us an Air Fiend. Plus, there's tons of levels you can pick up down here, so
yep,
plenty of nukes and fades and all that stuff. He's going to gain quite a few levels heading up to Tia if he takes the right encounters.
What is this?
What is this blue dragon?
What's with all the evade? This is nonsense.
Yeah, it's like the blue dragon has 60% evade or something.
Oh. My menuing has been very spoiled by auto sort, as you can see by my constant spamming of the bass guitar.
And you just want to be like me.
So it's possible that you did have heals before, you just couldn't find them.
Nope, because when I went to the shop, I bought 98 and I found 1 in the dungeon. I definitely did a big oops, but it's fine. Ordeals is a short dungeon, and I'm loaded with all kinds of firepower. Like, it was an okay oops to make.
Yeah, so as you notice, oh, sorry, go on ahead.
I was gonna say, and this is not a party that wants to stationary grind anyway, so this is fine.
Yeah, as you can see, we're already 22 here. Fizzle says he wants to get to about 24, depending on whether we find the Masa or not, which we more than likely are going to. Even if the Masa is the last thing we find in Ice Cave of all places, I mean, that's a quick check. Run down there, do the warp trick, do the exit trick, boom, you got a Masa and you're good to go. I would rather have Masa over an Excal +2.
Wait.
And there's our key. That is one away from go mode as we're looking for the rod to finish this whole thing up. And kind of feels bad because we don't have the rod and Earth is incentivized. So we've only got a couple locations left at this point. Do you dive ice hoping to find the rod, or are we going to do a rodless Earth play?
I will do ice before rodless Earth.
And plus we got the key turn in as well, so we've got options.
I wouldn't fault you if you did a rodless Earth, because then you could maintain never ice.
I actually like Ice Cave. It's ordinarily a place to get good levels. Like, if I didn't have that floater that early, and Crescent was a bust, without Northern Docks, like, I'm headed to Ice Cave.
Yeah, I think especially with this magic layout, you know, with Fade and Fire 2 and Lit 3, I mean, you could mow down pretty much anything down there. Oh, heels got moved. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I'm part of the BD Jeffy P crew of Never Earth. Earth just always awful. There's always something that's gonna have something dumb, and that something is always some undead pack. Specters with poison. Yeah, or arachnids. Yeah, that Sentry kind of smacked your black mage around a little bit there.
Yeah, it was not ideal.
Yeah. So as you can see here, there's like not very many battles you're not going to want to take in Sky, and as you probably noticed now, we're already level 24, which is exactly where Fizzle wants to be. So he'll probably finish taking battles here, kill Tia, and I'd be surprised how many more battles we end up taking in any other dungeon. And that is how you do a walking grind. Oof, of course that.
Yeah, Glare spooked me, so I moved the ribbon, which I probably should have done earlier, but eh.
Yeah, I would definitely, at this point, because your red mage isn't a life caster, yeah, keeping the ribbon on the fighter is probably the best play. And I played a Nachos. Your nuke keeps getting hit in that back row. It's like you didn't even put him back there. Yes, Clementitas wondering if that's an Excal. That is an Excal +2. So it's basically a not good sword.
Roasted.
Yeah, roasted.
I think it will do just fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine here. With the scaling of the bosses, it should be fine. If we had an actual bonus to damage type, this would be a better sword. But it looks like we're already getting 8 hits, so throw a couple tempers on it, we're good to go.
Question in chat from, I believe, Dalasa is how I'm going to pronounce it. So when do you decide to stop a walking grind? I always seem to go too far. It's important to have a goal in mind for what you're doing. Why Lord Fizzlebeef picked level 24, presumably, is because at level 24, the fighter is going to get 5 hits with the Mass Immune. With Fast, it doubles to 10. So that is the goal. Plus, you already have the 15 vitality to the red mage, so at level 24 you can see the red mage has over 400 health. The second goal to be able to survive a nuke. So I would feel comfortable stopping at 24 with the walking around here, but then again, this is an opinion. I would keep going until you feel comfortable that you can get through Topher 80% of the time.
Yeah. I will have to agree with what Deadpulse here said. At this point, I'm not sure how many more battles I'd be taking, because you're not really getting that much experience once you're going into Ice Cave and Earth Cave, which are our last two places we are potentially heading, depending on what's in this this box about to check. You're going to be wasting more time fighting battles in Earth Cave, and so you're not going to get any as much experience, and it's going to be taking up that much more of your time. And as you can see, we got our second dud item. So at this point, looks like we're going to Ice Cave and hoping we can dig a rod out of there. Oh, thank you, chat, helping me out here. Don't know how to track anymore.
I easily get distracted by shiny things, so that's why I didn't light it.
And my favorite part here is we found our dud item, and we still have like three fetch quests left. So
Yeah.
we got a ruby bottle and adamant still out there that's going to lead to something. Sizzle doing the play that makes, I think, the most sense here is, of course, finally biting the bullet and going into Ice Cave. Because Radless Earth just feels, it's not fun.
Like, I don't want to do ice, but never do Rodless Earth until it's like your last option, or you feel like you're so far behind that you need to make like crazy pants on head gambles.
So here you'll probably notice that Fizzle probably won't take any battles here unless they're unrunnable. Found a good part of the encounter table here, so we might be in and out of ice in like 30 seconds. So we're gonna warp trick, hit that, throw in a warp. We got an adamant. Check these two boxes, 3-second rule. There's your third pro ring. That's pretty good. Oh, sorry, second pro ring, and we're going to exit out of here, and that is the quickest ice cave you're going to see. And because we're here, we may as well go kill Carrie. Are you checking armory or no?
Nah.
Not even remotely. Heard.
Just think, that long run in Ice Cave, that could have been used in Earth.
Yeah, but I used it in ice. That's better.
Now, here's a potential thing, because we do know there's 3 encounters kind of right off the hard reset. There is something to be said for doing a hard reset, burning off those 3 encounters, and then heading into certain places. Fizzle doing the Caleb strats of just never doing a hard reset. What are those? What are hard resets? Fizzle using all those damage tiles. As you noticed, Fizzle stayed on the damage tiles. The reason why we do that here is because it does not move the encounter table along. Therefore, you will never get an encounter on a damage tile. And using our Cure 4s, Cure 4 obviously going to be way quicker than using 40 heal and menuing that around. Yes, that is exactly what this is available for. This Duckling bootcamp, what we're doing here now, is literally to teach new players that have never played this game how to play the game. So hopefully by the end of the 8 weeks, if you go join the Discord, you can do the earlier week bootcamp under the Duckling Weekly. You can start at week 1 and then work your way up to week 4, which is where we are now. And then hopefully by the end of that, you are more than welcome to join the Duckling Derby, which will start July 5th. We don't have an actual start date, but that's the week it'll be starting, the week of July 5th, and we'll run through the week of August 1st. So it'll be 4 races using Mario Kart style points, which will be determined next week. We will have all the information, including the flags for the Derby, the point system. Well, not the point system. That's one of the last things we do because we want to see how many people join the Duckling Derby before we release any point values. And then, of course, we'll have the flags and we'll have the dates and times. So 1 race per week at a certain time. A big ol', what do you call them, Fizzle? Big ol' nasty group race.
Fun time, that's what I call it.
Yeah. So Fizzle doing a lot of awesome routing decisions there. You know, we're in the area, hit up Provoker real quick, go do the thing, right? Then once you finish Ice Cave, go kill Carrie. Then go to Elfland, grab your level 3 magic. Probably will get Fade on the way into Topher if we haven't picked it up already. And
I
then
picked it up earlier when I was on my way towards turning something. I forget what I was turning in.
And then I want to remind you, if you haven't and if you want to, you have yet to pick up Heal 3. I don't know if that's something you're interested in grabbing. It could save you some time menuing. Oh yeah, how would you say Delassa? Delassa mentioning that during the key check. So yeah, Fizzle gets the rod from the adamant turn in. So at this point, we know for sure we are going to fetch quest our way to a Masamune. This Earth incentive here will lead us to either the ruby or the bottle, which will lead to either the ruby or the bottle, which will lead to the Masamune. And then Mushman
really is the burning question if Fizzle is going to do the quest chain or just say, I'm feeling it. I'm not feeling it today.
I don't like Xcal versus Chaos. It's great for the rest of Temple of Fiends. I do not like it versus Chaos. And all I've got at this point, it's Ruby into Bottle. Those are pretty fast. I feel like I can just do those real quick, get him a fancy sword, and then just blow up Topher.
Yeah. Mushman 87 pointing out, of course, if you had run a Black Belt Seed, you would have found the Masa probably in the first check.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan, for posting the current boot camp playlist in chat. I have to channel my inner Jat for this, but if you are interested, like Gregory Puff said earlier, in joining the Duckling Derby or seeing what we're all about, come check out this playlist. If you go over the first and second boot camps that we had week 1 and week 2, you'll get a much longer, more in-depth description of the flags. We kind of breezed over them, and as the boot camp goes on, you'll notice that the explanations are getting shorter and shorter. This is assuming that people are learning more as they go, so we don't need to, explain everything.
Vanilla Ruby coming out of there. But yes, if you have never played the game, it is very much, I wouldn't say required, but it is it is recommended to check out the very first boot camp, because Jet and Dead Pulse do go over the flags pretty extensively. Good probably 30 minutes of just talking about the website and what the flags do. And then from there, like you said, weeks 2, 3, and then this week we just kind of go over what's different from week to week. So this flag set, I think we spent about 8 minutes talking about it, whereas the week 1 it was close to 30 minutes.
It could have been 45. I lost track.
Yeah, it was pretty long, but it was definitely in depth. So we are going to kill us a lich. I may as well light up the fire orb since we did do that, and I'm going to go ahead and light up the earth orb now because I don't really see anything getting in the way here.
That was super close to a jinx.
Yeah, right. Poison comes out. High rolls 538 damage. I don't even know if that's possible with a ribbon on.
Stone poison through a ribbon.
So luckily we did get the ruby. The worst one would have been bottled a ruby because I feel like you would have just been kind of all over the place at that point. So this should be a little bit quicker. Run in here, going to be annoyed by these arachnids that are just throwing fog everywhere. I did already answer this question, but yes, this is a mandatory three-man is what we're doing here this week. Getting our first little taste of burst classes as well. And then, of course, the idea of dud items and how you deal with that and how it affects your routing. So lastly, Fizzle coming in here, making sure everything's good, checking his item screen to make sure that he's going to have his heals in the right spot. So we do have auto sort on pretty much all the time. Some of the older players will renounce auto sort. If you do accidentally renounce auto sort, you are going to want to make sure your inventory is full or close to full so that your heals are in this bottom slot here. And there's our Masamune. Clementina's helping us out here. telling us what our bonuses were for our classes. So fighter did get the defense sword, which we never found. Red mage got a plus 15 to vitality, and the black mage got the best bonus of all, which is the improved MP. So your black mage should have what, like 9 charges of all spell
He's
spell
really
levels.
good. 9 charges of Quad X. Let's go.
We're gonna quad X everything. And one last check here in Melman.
Oh, oop, wrong direction.
Yeah.
That's
I was like, are you getting pro rings?
I have a habit. I have a path that I take when I do these towns.
So yeah, heal 3 is gonna save us a lot of time on menuing, but it does share nuke, which is kind of stinky as well as fast. We'll see. Be fun. So, and here goes everyone's favorite game. Let's throw a bunch of houses down so our heals are in the right spot.
That doesn't look like
And
that was a perfectly long run. I thought you said that was short.
I mean, I thought it was short. I remember you getting like 3 encounters like back to back.
I mean, after the first one, yeah. So third floor is going to be a bit of an uh-oh, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not like there's Ghasties or bad men, oh my.
Yeah.
Or zombie Ds. Hey, number 8 encounter showing up twice in a row. Man, your black mage cannot
just
stop
a
getting
mage.
hit.
Has a sign on his back that says "Hit me."
Yes. They are B-side, and that was a B-side encounter, but it's the number 8 encounter on this floor. The Whiz Vamp zombie D battle. And looks like we're getting level 26, so that's kind of good.
Anything after 24 is just gravy. That's a little bit extra power. It's just a safety blanket. A little extra MDef, a little extra health.
Yep.
If you just get up to level 27, that X-Cal can also have 5 hits to join the club.
Yeah.
Nah.
So look at this, pretty awesome so far. I mean, this time is really great, showing us exactly just how good of a runner Fizzle is. Especially doing the 3-man comps. They were really popular when I first joined the community back in 2019, or late 2018. So obviously, showing us how well versed he is in it. Getting into tow for long before the 50-minute mark.
Yeah, if I had any suggestion for today, it is to rewatch this VOD and pay attention to Lord Fizzlebeast's routing. It is superb.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could nitpick the routing, but that would be nitpicking it. Outside.
Ooh, hello.
Ooh, we got some death touch happening. That's
Okay.
that's a reset.
Yeah. And we're not gonna power cycle because that will just lead me to that same encounter again.
Yeah. So, reason why we reset out of this is there's no real way. I mean, we could potentially, throw the mouse on the red mage and like do some stuff, but at that point where I feel like we're prolonging the inevitable, and so we may as well just go on ahead. Sometimes it's better to just reset and go back in. We've only killed Lich, Lich
Like with these spells, is there a theoretical Topher that they get through? Sure. Is it even remotely likely? No. And I would rather just take the early reset. Like, I haven't even made it to carry 2 yet. So I'd rather just take the early reset and get a head start on the next dive than try and, like, finagle RNG my way through.
Yeah, why not run and exit and then keep the levels? Did we kill anything? Besides
much.
Lich? Yeah.
Like nachos.
We gained like a level, but even if we did gain 1 or 2 levels, we're not hitting a reasonable breakpoint for our fighter. We already have over 400 health with the red mage, and since we don't have life, it would add another 30 to 35 seconds to run back to Canaria, res, and then come back.
Yeah, so it looks like we lost about 2.5 minutes here. We're kind of getting caught back up to where we were when we wiped. Where you could have easily lost about 5 or 6 minutes if we had kept going and then wiping. Rub coming out, missing because of the pro ring. And that ribbon, actually, that death touch went. Man, that's crazy.
Vanilla touches aren't affected by ribbons. Although although MDef at that level should have stopped it, so still unlucky.
Yeah, Zenobian in chat, if he's still out there, can help us out here. I know the ribbon can protect against some certain touches, but I think death touch is not one of them.
I can hear Zenobian typing from 3,000 miles away.
Right.
So here's our first look at carry. A lot of the same going on here. It's just all about speed and power. So as you can see, fast and fade coming out there. Yeah, MDef at the level wouldn't have stopped it, but it would have been better. Like if you had a black belt, you would have had the 100 MDef that could have potentially stopped it. Here comes the nuclear. Things are getting kind of scary here, but 10 hits, 734 is going to take it down. So yeah, Zenobian helping us out here. You would need to be about level 33 to have stopped that, to get the 100% protection from the death touch.
Oh, I'm never renouncing auto sword ever again. Okay.
Yeah, you do have Cure 4. And heal 3.
So, I know that there is like a thing of just like, oh, you could just heal for a Cure 3. The problem is that I want to save those for in combat because those can get me out of a jam in like a sketchy boss fight, whereas heal pots will not.
Yeah. No, I like them.
Although if I end up getting down to like 100 health after Kraken 2, I might reconsider.
So, hitting all these unrunnable, I mean, it's fine. They're not scary. They're just more annoying and time costing, or costly in time than anything. But it's fine. We're just getting levels from it. And as you can see, Fade has a ton of HP. So just giving him that much of a chance to survive a nuke if a nuke comes out. We've already seen one of the 4 nuclears from that carry battle. We haven't seen any nukes yet, unfortunately, but Warmack could have had all 3 of them, so, yeah. That's what we're going for. Hopes and dreams. Yes, Zenobian is our touch attack guru. If you need to know about touch attacks, he will help you out in all the everythings that you need to know about him. And Clementine asking in chat, is Warmack on the Topher boss battle script? Well,
yep.
He is, yes. That's where all 4 nuclears in the pool come from, is from Warmack. And all 8 Lightning 2s come from Kraken 2. All right, so again, more or less a lot of the same stuff here. We are full on just attacking. Kraken comes out, big ol' hit on hit. 77 HP, but a low roll nuke takes down Kraken. That was a little crazy.
We had so much health to spare, it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. As long as you had 1 HP, you were okay. So right into Tier 2, same stuff, fast tempers. We are not playing around here. Let's see how many hits we land. 9 hits, 2 something. Big ol', not as big of a hit from Tiamat as Kraken, but we're gonna keep it moving here. Is another 6 hits for 5 something. More tempers coming out. Got a Cure 4 about to heal hit up all the way. Another swing, 8 hits for 4 something. Is this nuke gonna do it? Is this Fade gonna do it? The Fade does it. 103 seems to be the number of the day here, as that's what takes down Kraken 2 and Tia 2. And we feel pretty good, right? We got all our Cure 4s and heals, and got plenty of fasts and tempers, got levels. What's the plan? Moving some people around.
Gonna move the meat shield up to the top slot. Gonna do fast. Gonna go nuts.
Yep. So again, no, we ain't got time to throw up defenses and all that stuff. 2 hits, a lot of damage, but the Black Mage survives it, doing doing double duty here as far as a meat shield is concerned.
Thank you, Nuke.
And
Actually,
Nuke,
we're close.
job well
Nuke's
done.
probably going to get there.
yeah, this should be good here. Big ol' hit. 7. Yeah, we're at vanilla HP at this point. We've only got to do between net here and HP to kill Chaos, and that should do it. 9 hits, 1,500 damage. Big old GG's out here to Fizzle if somebody wants to stop the timer. Can I stop the timer? You can stop the timer.
I think I did. I think I pressed the right button.
Yeah, so as you can see, flags are pretty quick. That's a pretty good time there, even with a Topher wipe. After on the carry floor, 58 minutes, 9 seconds. And we were kind of stopping and teaching some stuff. That's not too bad. So tomorrow morning at some point, I think I said 10 a.m. last time, and then I didn't post the seed until like noon. But at some point tomorrow, before the afternoon, I will have our Duckling seed, which is going to be this flag set that Lord Fizzlebeef just ran, that Deadpulse and I just talked about. A vetted seed that my buddy Deadpulse here has already run, myself has run as well. We will post that in the Duckling Weekly tomorrow morning. And yeah, get your times in for that. Should be a lot of fun. Fizzle, do you have any final thoughts about the seed or any sort of insight that you'd like to give for all these ducklings out there?
I don't think so. I think one of the biggest things, one of the things I always tell people is there's the 3 things everyone can get better at. You can get better at pathing in dungeons, you can get better at routing on the overworld, you can get better at menuing. But one of the other things that I would suggest ducklings start to kind of pay attention to is what gear you necessarily don't need to make it through the game. Like, can you go for 2 ribbons instead of 3? Can you go for 1 ribbon instead of 2? Can you do without bonk? Stuff like that can add time in ways, or stuff like that can subtract time in ways you don't necessarily appreciate because of all the time you don't spend looking for those things.
I think that that's definitely good advice there, Fizzle. Deadpulse, do you have anything else before we call Dark Moon in here and get us off the air?
The last thing that I want to talk about is with any flag set that has 2 dud locations, and this is personal preference, but I like to plan out my route before I start. Basically, if there are 2 duds, what are the 2 locations that I would rather not go to, and then try to plot my way around that. It's definitely a strategy. Lord Fizzlebeef was basically reserved this time to, all right, I'm going to check everywhere that I'm close to, and ended up having to check everything to, get the massa and, get everything. But if it helps to have a beginning plan, think about that before you start this flag set. Where do I not want to go? And then try to path around so that you don't go near it.
Yeah, I think that's again great advice there. If anything else, I don't really have anything else really to add there. Just try to spend, something I like to mention is to try not to double dip cities. So if you end up in places, try to make sure you have the money to get what you need in certain cities. It's inevitable that you will have to do it. I feel like I double dip Crescent a lot because you don't have enough money to pick up the level 6 spells. When you talk to Sarda, sometimes you don't have enough money to pick up all the spells in Elfland. Try not to triple dive cities specifically. That's when you really start losing time. And then of course just your routing, and everything else these guys said here. So I guess I got nothing else here. So yeah, on behalf of Deadpulse and Lord Fizzlebeef, I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us here at RPG Limit Break. Again, if you enjoyed what you saw here, go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. click on the link that takes you to the Discord, ask some questions, say hi, run the Duckling seeds, and I will have the Duckling seed for week 4 out tomorrow. 1 week from tomorrow, we will have all the flag sets, all the rules, all the everything that you could possibly need to know, except for the point values for each race. That stuff will go live next Tuesday. So, yeah, Dark Moon, you want to get us out of here?
Absolutely. If you, as Gregory said, if you like what you saw here, go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. You can find links for the Discord and the development Discord right there. Check out the randomizer. Come be a part of the community. It's not too late to join up with this Duckling Bootcamp. Still got 4 more weeks of this to go before the Duck Derby begins. So you can come in, you can practice the ones that we already have. Links are available. Links are on the YouTube videos. We got the 4 weeks of the regular stuff we've done so far, 4 weeks of extra credit. That's, 3 that we've done so far. And another 4th will be coming up on Thursday on actually the Final Fantasy Randomizer channel. We're going to be start hosting those right there. I'll have, I don't know, someone join me in the booth for that. I need to go find someone for that. Oops. So, yes, extra credit will be coming up, and then 4 more weeks of all the good stuff before the Duck Derby begins, and there'll be 4 weeks of Duck Derby for that as well. So stay tuned to RPG Limit Break, stay tuned to Final Fantasy Randomizer on Twitch, stay tuned to everything going on the Discord, and until Thursday, we will see you next time.